It's the Critical Hitters Dragonmeet special.
Woo!
For those of you who don't know what Dragonmeet is, it's a UK games conference that's held in Hammersmith. It used to be held over in Earls Court, and it changed, I think, last year. It is the biggest board games conference in London, I think. Convention.
Think so. Yes, it's definitely up there for sure. If we've missed one, then apologies.
If not, then let us know where that is.
Yeah,
we'll go. We both thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There was a lot on show. This year, I believe it started being run by Modifius, who make the Mutant
Mutant Chronicles. They've just started making the Star Trek adventure.
Yeah, Acton Cthulhu. You might have heard of the Fallout miniatures game. If you've got eyes and ears and you're on this planet, they're great. Modifius, send us free stuff.
Yeah, please do.
We haven't really been to many board game conventions, have we? We go to MCM every year. Big
fans of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And the general umbrella of nerddom of what that covers. This being very, very niche and specific of only one of our interests was certainly eye-opening, but I really enjoyed it, I have to say. Yeah. Star Trek Adventures, which I personally was really hoping to try in one of the RPG sections, just went so quickly, which to me is a testament to how good that game looks. I mean, I don't know about you, but like playing... And I've always wanted to see an RPG world set within that universe.
If you wanted to run a DM session where the crew are in a Wild West simulation or whatever the fuck you want, it's like the perfect game for anything, right?
Hashtag worst episode of Next Gen ever. Fistful of daters.
Hey.
No, I'm not having it.
Some of us
Patrick Stewart directed it as well.
Shit. But yeah, no, it looks really fucking good. The only downside, as you've already said, is that we didn't get to try it. And that's not really their fault. There was a huge, gigantic rugby scrum for sign-ups. And like, again, we're new to these kind of conventions, aren't we? So like, we thought, we'll just turn up on the day and we'll just see which games are available to play. And honestly, like, because the way they do it is they put up these sign-up sheets and you literally just put your name on it. And then if you're lucky, you get to play. But we weren't like diving to the front of the queue or trying to fight people off. And so we didn't actually get the opportunity to try anything.
It was frustrating. I found it a little frustrating in the fact that, you know, we're stepping into this, we're new, we really want to play this stuff, we are the punters who are going to buy this stuff from these companies, and you have people turning with pre-made character sheets ready to really roleplay, and I respect that, that's great, but you know, that was one of the few moments I did feel a little bit of pushback of like, you're not quite, into
like next
this.
time I'd have to be mentally prepared.
I feel
right, first thing first, sign up to the RPGs, go in with an idea of what I want to play. That's a character sheet.
That's more on our fault than that's more criticism of us for being being lazy, essentially.
Unprepared mentally for that. Anyway, RPG side aside, it was a great day. Let's talk about something we did try. We both sat down, stood up, and played.
It's leaned, if you will.
Sauntered, and played the Fallout
Wasteland Warfare, I believe it goes by.
Which is another Modifius game.
So that was big news. I believe it was mid last year, if not the start of this year, the announcement that they were getting the license to Fallout, which is, you know, Bethesda have been quite protective of their properties in this sort of format. You know, I'm sure we were clamoring for a board game based on Skyrim or Fallout that isn't Monopoly based.
Well, it might just like show my naivety, but when I was thinking of Fallout, I was always thinking of a board game like the one that Fantasy Flight have just announced.
Yes.
Which like fitted my picture of the Fallout universe. I never thought of a squad-based skirmish game, and actually now I've seen it, I'm like, oh my god, this is what we needed. I mean, it was great. Like, let's just get it out of the way straight away. I thought it was fantastic.
Loved it.
I'll be honest, I came home and pre-ordered it like the moment we got back from the con. So
it's just hard not to, really. I mean,
so I'm going to try not to just like completely.
I know, like we are
sell it up.
Yeah.
You know, like any game, it has like flaws and things that I want to see done properly because it's still early days yet. It's not out till next March.
Yes, I believe that's when the pre-orders
2018.
are coming out, yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of time still for development, and one of the things they were doing at this con was to kind of trial it and I guess maybe get feedback or see how people took to it. It was crazy simple, even though it seemed like there was a lot of scope for...
Like, scary simple, I thought.
Like...
Almost to the point where I felt we were playing it wrong simple. Even though the guy's showing us, but it's actually, in fact, as you say, like...
Yeah.
I mean, what will become a recurring feature of this is I love board games. I love every kind of game. Throw it at me, I'll play it. Whatever you got. The problem, my issue I have is I'm absolutely god-awful at learning the rules to these games. And someone like particularly as Fantasy Flight, as most of you out there will know, rules are something of a acquired taste of theirs, the way they write. I mean, it's there, but you have to search for some stuff. So so you know. It's...
Well, like my direct comparison with this was, Warhammer or or Necromunda or something like that. Which like they're great games, and like Necromunda and Mordheim you could pick up and play quite quickly, but it still had this tome of rulebook and like. It was so stat hungry. Every time you want to do anything like jump down off a building or fight someone, you had to like look at a table and cross-reference like, who is this guy? What level is he? What weapons is he holding? Like, what's his hit value? This didn't have that. This had like a card with coloured dice symbols on, akin to Conan or something else that we might like review another time. But it was simple. It felt almost like a Kickstarter game, aimed somewhere in the middle of like. People who want to just get into skirmish games but want nice, colourful diagrams and rulers and things to help them out, but at the same time enough stats and customizability to make it quite deep. And we like both those things.
I thought it was great. I mean, I like the fact that you have your card in front with the corresponding dice, and essentially you can work it out. It's like a pictogram. You can just work out what you do, what you need. Even what I like the nice touch I thought was they have the rulers or what you would measure for line of sight for movement, for attacking and so on. They're color coded, so you look at your card and you think, oh right, I can shoot with a red, or I can run with a green, or I can be cautiously hide with a yellow. And you just find the corresponding coloured ruler and off you go. There's no remembering, do Space Marines go 10 inches or 12 inches?
Or they can move a third of their value now. So now it's like 3.3 recurring, and like where does that measure up from and stuff like that. It's all quite lax in a weird sort of way, but in a way that aids like the speed of the game. It's really like campaign focused, and we went through this whole like heap of stuff with the chap who showed it to us, who was dressed like Vault Boy. Yeah, it's great.
10 out of 10 for effort.
It seems like you can level up characters, you can like buy new gear for them, buy new weapons, upgrade weapons, upgrade your squad. I think like the start set I've ordered, which it's not even that expensive, it's like 60 quid.
Oh god, it comes with all sorts. It's crazy.
20 miniatures, like enough Brotherhood and Vault Dweller miniatures and
Super Mutants,
which is what we played on the day. So Fallout, general summary, great game. Love the playthrough that we did, and can't wait to pick it up. But there was one other area of the con which, as much as we loved playing through Fallout, Chris had a personal love affair with one particular area. And what area was that, Chris?
The Bringer By. It was amazing. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this concept as I was, I mean, it's kind of the clues in the title, I suppose, but when we were reading up on this, it was basically, the idea was, bring your gear, sell your gear, get new gear.
What do you mean, bring it and buy it?
That's right. We're both... hoarder is probably the right word, I'd say.
Yeah, we have a lot of games between us that we don't bring to the table.
Yes.
I think anyone watching will be guilty of this. If you're even remotely into collecting board games, only about 50% of your collection is actually playable.
It's a very odd. If you have to explain it to someone, they just do not understand. Someone, especially who's not a board gamer, just does not understand. They think, well, why have you got something you never play? So Bring It By, we basically decided, well, I'm going to bring some of our stuff. Hopefully, someone will buy it.
Oh.
And hopefully we get some new stuff, because it's always nice to, refresh the pile. So you'd fill in your paperwork and you would say, look, this is what I got. If there's any expansions, anything you sort of throw in there, special edition things you've got, whatever it is, just mention that. How much you want to sell it for, and then also how much you'd be willing to give it away for should they not want to. So, you put £70, but you say, you know what, I'll take 50 if needs be. A few risks going with that. But
what we did notice is like a lot of the games that were on the Bring and Buy were even sleeved. And bagged and
like to a whole other level. Like it was. I mean, it became the kind of litmus test of like what is going to be. Is this going to be in good working nick? You open it up and every card is sleeved to perfection. Every token is divided up into a bag. You think, God, this looks better than my game. And we realised, in an ironic sense, buying these second-hand games was less faff than buying something like, say, if you buy, for example, like an Upper Deck game. You open up the box, and I'm sure anyone who's bought an Upper Deck game knows they just have for some reason they throw everything in the box in just the most insane order.
No order to it. This is the complete upper end of the scale.
It's
the opposite end of the scale. It's people who give a shit about the games.
Yes.
Who want to get another game in return, and it's pass it down the line, isn't it? So overall, very good con. We've got some great games, and we'd like to just quickly mention some of the ones we've got now. We're not going to do a huge in-depth run-through now.
No.
But in future episodes, we're hoping to actually review and play test some of these.
Yeah, exactly. New Angeles, pick that up. Lovely game. Set in the Android universe. Cyberpunk sort of setting, playing as a super corporation all vying for control of the city. I mean, that to me just
sold. What's not to love?
Sold next. The other game I got, which was more of a surprise, I'm a huge Conan fan. Robert E. Howard, love him.
He really is. I mean, like, I won't go into great detail now, but he backed the ill-fated Kickstarter game. I say ill-fated, it's a great game, but it took, what, like 3 years to arrive?
Yeah.
But he's a huge Conan fan, and like, you know, it's nice to have another game in that property that's not a out-and-out role-play
officially
game.
Licensed. It's pretty cool. Like, it's like a Risk, territory control type game.
Yeah.
You also have Conan himself running around causing mayhem. You can try and bid on him, control him. I mean, just again, I'd say this is more of a punt. As I said, love Conan, but I have no idea the game plays or anything like that when I picked it up. But that mechanic just sounded so fascinating to me. And again, bringing by my best friend. So we've got Wreckage, which looks like a fun, dystopian future arena, destroying things with your cars, blowy, smashy game. This is a complete random grab I got, which is 3. I thought it said 3 sheeps for master, but it actually says 3 cheers for master. It's a bit, for you to understand, it plays a little bit like Spank the Monkey.
Spank the Monkey, which is another game I picked up a few years ago, which is like a tower building minion.
You build up a tower of minions, essentially, and you try and sabotage other people's towers. Boss Monster, which I've had my eye on for quite a while, but, just never quite, I don't want to pay that. This was, I believe I got this for £6. It was just sitting there. I was like, I've got to try that. I mean, the art style's fantastic.
Graphically, it's great.
Graphically, it's amazing. We got a chance to play it very briefly after the con and loved it. I thought it was great fun. And also, I believe this is the 3rd in the series of Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards, Melee at Murder Shroom March.
And to be honest, just looking at this on YouTube, you probably can't tell what the fuck that is.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Because it's just a mess of colours.
I mean, I feel like Rick and Morty should just be right here in the middle, and may as well just make it a Rick and Morty game.
There's definitely like an Adult Swim type feel to that.
That was my little treasure trove of stuff.
Yeah, I bought Through the Ages. It's a really cool like civilization sim game. There's not really anything else out like it. I opened the box on the night and literally wilted in horror by the sheer amount of rules and stats and things. But to be fair, there is nothing else that quite encompasses what it's like to build a civilization from like the Stone Age to like present day. I got Android, which is another really cool little find. It's in the same, I mean, it's actually set in New Angeles, which is obviously like, well, classically where this game is set. And it's a really interesting mix of like private eye Cluedo style investigation, but set in a futuristic kind of urban setting, like
maybe Judge Dredd vibe, Mega City 1. That you know what we're talking about. That giant superstructure of just buildings that go on forever.
This is the private eye on the street trying to find the person who murdered Sally, whatever her name is, and by the end of the game, you pin all of your findings on a particular suspect. And then the final one, the big denouement of the day, was picking up time stories. The way it works is kind of like you're buying a video game system and you plug these expansions into it. And so we'll do a whole other video on that at some point, because it's something that's
a whole different animal.
Yeah, like I know nothing about it, you know nothing about it. It's going to be really interesting to like sit down and play that stuff. Yeah, so that was Dragonmeet. So I mean, I think it's a great little board game con. It's got a lot of room to grow. Obviously now Modiphius have taken over it, and they're gonna push it really hard to make it really exciting and larger scale.
Overall, I'd say great con. Definitely, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, which I'm sure you are, if you're watching this, you must be. You're crazy if you're here. I would highly recommend going. I think it's a really fun experience. I think like you say, you might find a surprise or two you didn't think existed, and think, oh, that looks interesting. I'll grab that, and then enjoy it. And you got the latest games that are out. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a really fun experience. I really enjoyed it. I think. So it's a big yes, a big 10 out of 10 shout out, whatever you want to call it, for Dragonmeet from me. So
same from me. I thought it was fantastic, and I will definitely go again next year.
Stay tuned, I guess. That
was Dragonmeet. Again, as with all of our videos, comment and subscribe.
Like us, don't like us.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
Give us feedback. We're just starting out, so like tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you don't like. Troll the shit out of us.
Whatever you want.
Tell Chris you don't like his glasses.
Yeah. Look how silly they are. They're ridiculous.
Tell me I look
how ridiculous they are.
Tell me I look like a 5-year-old with a hat. Whatever you want.
It really does.
But either way, just like get involved. Follow us on Twitter. Check out the links in the description.
Yeah.
I'm rambling now.
That's it.
That was Dragonmeet.
And this
Until
is
next time.
where Critical Hairs.
Critical Hairs.
Peace.